Welcome to Jintu's Arched Entry. Timer started. I don't know if this is going to last longer than 10 minutes or not, but anyway, Jintu from the Philippines, pretty sharp guy. I think he knows what he's talking about. Someone, Bush Park, wanted to have an arched entry, and this is essentially, he wants an arched entry, but of course, around this door, he wants a casing that steps out. You know, it'll have about 7 layers stepping out, and it'll just be an arched entry. So it gets smaller and smaller. You saw the picture on the post. You know what I was talking about. So how do you get to this point here? Pretty easy. You got a plant. Woke up this morning, I saw this picture, and I couldn't figure out how he did it. How he did this. I'm so embarrassed now. It's pretty easy, actually. Built the building here, and then essentially put a little porch on the inside here. He put his round top door in there, and then he's got this opening here. And it's an arched opening. That's how I created the opening. I mean, there's no big mystery. And this molding that he's going to have is going to be W. This is going to be the shape of the molding in plan view. It goes like this and step back, 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 back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it steps back, 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 back. Anyway, the width of this thing is 24 inches. The depth is 18 inches. That's what Jintu used. So that's what I'm going to sort of use. And so if you dimension this stuff, dimension the door right there, and dimension this door here, you know, it's 2 foot, but that 2 foot goes back into this finish right here. So I might have to adjust that. I'm going to see how it turns out. And then Jintu did something a little bit tricky too, kind of neat also. Anyway. So first of all, I want to talk about how did I create this. This might have a play in what we're doing with the arched entry. How did I create this opening? Well, there's 2 ways I did it. This is the way I always do it. I got an opening here, and look, this is just a pass through, right? See that pass through over there? And I shove that pass through up against here. Now you have to remember that with your window, so you can shove that window right up against the door. You got to come over here and do your window defaults, and minimum separation is 0. The default is 2. I don't know why, but it's 2. I always have it at 0, period. Another thing you need to do is come over here to this right here and ignore casing for opening resize. This is for the newbies. You guys probably don't know this yet, but you got to ignore casing for opening resize, and for the window you got to set this minimum separation to 0. So anyway, I slid that across like this, and then I copied and let's see if I can. I'm going to show you something. Now, I got automatic framing on. Let's see what happens with my framing wall. And this always sort of bugs me. Yep, see, if you look closely, I got a stud coming up here. I don't have one on this side, but I have one on this side. Why is that? I don't know. I should send this in. That should be a bug. That should be a bug. So anyway, then I was thinking, well, shoot, why don't I... You know, I have this door, and then I had this on side and side. But what did I do on this side over here? And now, look, this is even a messier thing because I got 2 studs on either side. So when you're going to do a render view of this, you just got to turn off your wall framing and everything's okie dokie. But how did I do this? Well, I'll tell you how I did that. I put the door in the center. And then I put this. Watch this. Change it to 10 feet tall, 10 feet to the top, and it's only 12 inches deep. Boop. That's all I did. I put it up there, and then I relocated it to 10 foot high and 36 inches tall. So it's so it's got that overlap, right? Now here's something else. Now I'm dragging this out, I know, but here's something else. Suppose I want to do it again. I take the door. Tab, Control-C, Control-V, stick it right there, right? Now I take this opening, Control-C, Control-V, and stick it right there, right? Now I just go ahead and put it on top. I can't put it on top, can I? Hey, that's interesting. I don't know why it's interesting, but it is. I can't put it on top, can I? Because the door's in the way. So you got to raise this thing up above the door. 12 and 12. Now centered on the door. Now you can Florida top is 10 foot and 48. So you got to put it in position first, and then it'll cut it. But the method I just showed, I thought about this today. The problem with that is it doesn't show very well in plan view. Look how much better this shows in plan view. Much better. But I think it's a bug. Anyway, that's just a little side note. So now we want to create the Jintu's casing. It's casing. That's what he's creating, casing. So this is a little exercise here that I thought about. Now, how do you create this casing? Now, this is what a lot of people would do. They come across here 24 inches, come down here 18 inches. I don't know what it is. And they do doop, boop, 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 boop. And then they'd have to, I don't know. See, I didn't even do it very well. So I don't like doing it that way. You know, a bunch of lines. A lot of people do a lot of lines. And so I'm talking about how to make this casing. There are different ways of making the casing. This is what I always do. I always seem to make things out of boxes. So it's 24 inches wide and it's 18 inches thick, 18. And then what I would do is I'd go 3 to break, and I'd move this over a certain distance, and 3 to break, move that over a certain distance, but I'm not sure if they're in the right location. But if I have my grid snaps on, they might be in the right location, and you know, that's essentially what Jintu's doing. That's what he did. And he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He needs one more, 3. That's what he did. That's what might have been what he did. But here's a real good way of doing it, I think. Watch this. 24. I know it's 24 inches wide, and I think I'm just going to pick a number here, 4. Okay? And I want 7 of these things. So I'm going to simply copy 7 of them. 7. I'm going to move each one over, I don't know, 4 times 7, 4 inches, and move in the y direction, -4. There. So, done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got one too many. Delete. So now all I have to do, I didn't do that very well because it's going to just, let's see, did I do that very well? Let's see if I did this very well. Let's see if I did this very well. I'm just trying something here, guys. So now suppose I take all these things, merge them together, delete original, done, take this, intersect it with this, okay. Now I got everything perfectly right? With the exception of 1, 2, see, it's not, I'm going to make it 2 foot 4. I'm going to lie a little bit. I didn't figure this out very well. 2 foot 4. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Jintu's things, but it's not 18 inches deep, is it? I don't know how deep it is because I don't get one full dimension. 1, 2, it's too big. So how do I get it to be 18 inches? Oh, well, this is easy. Each one of these things are equal, right? So I just select it again. Now block it. Now change this to 2 feet. That's what I was thinking. And change this to 1 foot 6. That's its molding. And everything's equal. You get what I'm saying? That was the fast way of doing it. Not this line, or my little system over here, but that to me was the simple way of doing it. So now I have to send this to the library because this is going to be Jintu's casing molding, okay? And now Control-C, Control-V, stick it right there, flip it over like this, reflect. Now here's the question. Which one do I send to the library, this one or this one? Well, let's send both of them. There it is. It's in the library. I don't think you can see it. Jintu 1. I think that's the good one. Now I'm going to send this to the library. It's in the library, and this is Jintu 2. I think this is the bad one. Perfect. Now, there's the molding. Get rid of my whatever. Timer up. Okay, I'm going to end this right now because I think I'm going to play with some more things. That's the end of part one. End of part one.